Alliance group, please let the Paladin go last. I mean, he played super well just now, but if you can have him go last so everybody gets a chance, that'll be probably the best. That'll be the clap. All right, who do we got? We got Dead, what looks like playing Beast Mastery. We got Bilbo, also Beastman. Wait, is that Marksman? He actually might even... He is Marksman! He is Marksman! Oh, I hope he does well. Hardabud. Merrymaker. Is that both Assassination? It's hard to tell. Because both of them wear daggers. And Ammo Plot. Jesus, the group. The stealth group versus the variety crowd. We got Tasty over there. Dark Iron Wolf. You see the little nose peeping over there. Oh, he's Enhancement. Oh my goodness, that'll be interesting. Who's he going up against? It is going to be, it's going to be Ammonplox. Wow, Ammonplox wants to go for a 1v5, I guess. Fear of the Bat into Vampiric Touch, trying to get the dots up. It's Stun Lock combo with the Mindbender available. Tried to go for some Mind Control. Is it going to be able to? Bash going to come out onto Laura into Dispersion, but that big bite is literally killing Laura through Dispersion. Only 60% damage reduction, and it's still so much. Shadow Mensa coming out. That's going to be Ammonplox back out in the open, trying to stop Laura from being able to cast, making sure their dots are still available. Ammonplox doesn't have any dots available. Gonna go for a basic full re-stealth if they wanted to. And just gonna keep interrupting and gonna keep stopping the Vampiric Touches. The Vampiric Touches are gonna come out though. Does have himself Tiger's Fury. It's trying to really just, I guess, ration his cooldowns a little bit. And it looks like as Laura was trying to get a slow down, Ammonplox wasn't letting it happen. Laura is actually hanging out at a fairly high health number, but they did pop Vampiric Embrace though. That's going to be Mind Control onto Ammonplox, trying to get it done. Is that going to be kick? Actually faked a kick. So it has Ammonplox right there, but doesn't really have that much damage though. As a Shadow Priest, like, what do you do? I think like, the setup takes a little bit too long than it normally would be. It does get a fear onto Ammonplox though. Vampiric Touch needs to get a lot of damage going with that stun lock. Does get a stun trinket coming out of Ammonplox. That is going to be Siphon on but Bash coming out to Laura. Trinkets out of it. Does go for a full Void Form available. Trying to get some damage in with Instacast, but Ammonplox is just not taking any damage at all. That's a silencer to Ammonplox to stop him from healing for a moment. Trying to get a Mind Control in there. Trying to juke a kick. And trying to juke a kick too many times where it actually was able to fully get a kick. And that was a grip. What just happened? This is so sad. A Shadow Priest versus a Feral. This is actually such a... I don't know what can a Shadow Priest do against a Feral in a 1v1 situation? Like, be honest with me. I mean, those Shadow Mans, but look, he just ran up and kicked them. Just ran up and kicked them. Oh no, that was so sad. Why was Ammonplox the first one versus Laura? Like, why? Why was that a thing? Going up versus Tasty. Tasty getting hit with a stun as Enhancement playing this time. Trying to get some damage in, trying to get the wolves out, trying to build up the Fury without taking too much damage from Ammonplox though. Getting the setup, trying to get the procs up and running. Does go for a huge Ascendance. Ascended! That's going to be a wall coming out of Ammonplox. Hiding behind the pillar ASAP. Tasty's trying to catch up to him, but also slows. Bash coming on to Tasty. Not dealing with that Bash at all. Does get him in a Sunder, and Ammonplox is about 80% health or so. Tasty, after popping a lot of his offensive cooldowns, is popping wall as we do get Incarnate Ammonplox. And Ammonplox is actually taking so much damage from Tasty. That was a bunch of Storm Strike procs there for a second, wasn't it? But Ammonplox is going to be behind the pillar, just stunning and running and healing away from Tasty, just recovering his health little by little. Tasty is just trying to make sure that Lightning Tether doesn't break so he can do 50% more damage. Does get an Earth Elemental out, not letting Ammonplox reset, but Ammonplox did get himself off and mount as Tasty is just trying to catch up. Ammonplox is on the other side of the pillar. Tasty got some heals from all his Maelstrom that he was able to collect. All that Maelstrom he was hoping to use offensively, mind you. That's going to be Sundering as Stacy's trying to get some damage onto this Feral while he's keeping him out in the open. But trying to kite him away though, with them Thorns while they're available. And now he wants to get in, now he wants to engage as he gets in procs, misses his stun totem. And as soon as he gets any setup, it's going to be a Bash Trigger coming out of Tasty though. And it looks like Tasty is now the one playing on the defensive. I was expecting Ammonplox to be running away any moment. Tasty is just trying to hang in there, 20% health worth left. Might you start burning all that Maelstrom for any kind of self-heal, but it was bleeds those dots. Ammonplox is pushing in. Actually, might have pushed in, might have overcommitted. Wall available, but actually find himself at very low health, and so does Tasty. Both of them need to go big heals right now. Tasty's trying to get himself as much healing going as possible. That's going to Earth Shield, but Ammonplox is basically at full health with literally 2-3 globals, and Tasty's the one playing defensive right now. Does send him with a Sundering, trying to continue to run away. Needs Maelstrom, needs mana to make it happen. Does pop wall because those dots are just still melting him. Those bleeds are just melting him right now. Trying to get Maelstrom off of Ammonplox though. And Blocks is going to have a wall available sometime soon. At least Tasty is able to safely build from Blocks and Maelstrom to heal himself, but it's right now he's just running away from imminent doom. That's going to be a bash. Tasty has no trinket available. Blocks is going to be able to load him up with dots completely. So this is going to be kind of tasty. It's a game against time right now. It gets the sound into Blocks, but pre-was it before. And now Blocks smells blood. He smells blood in the water, and he wants to end Tasty right now. But actually, Tasty's turning around on him for a second. Is Tasty going to be able to commit? It's really up to Blocks whether he commits too much. Blocks goes behind the pillar for a second, gets a bunch of health back, and Tasty is able to just shave that health off as soon as Blocks overcommits just by a little bit. Tasty's biding his time, it looks like, waiting for cooldowns, waiting for trinkets or something. There's going to be a short stun onto Tasty, and Tasty's able to get some damage. Huge heal coming out for Tasty right now. Was able to get some mana and Maelstrom. That's going to be Thorns available for Blocks. Can Blocks and Tasty? Blocks just continues to heal so many times over, back to back, kills Tasty's totem, and Tasty's still not out of the fight quite yet. Maybe he's very low in health, but he's at least able to heal over time. Blocks is able to just shoot his health all the way up, does fully mount up and try to catch up to Tasty. Goes into cat form, is in stealth, going to be able to get an opener onto Tasty. Tasty should have a trinket coming up sometime soon, maybe available. Sundering coming out. Does Tasty have anything available? Does try to go for some big damage, maybe here. Trinket coming out. This is Tasty's moment. Still playing defensive. Wall coming out. Tasty barely has any health, and those moonfires are gonna melt him. I was really hoping Tasty would have a turnaround. He did have Ascension Totem available. Oh, he did have Ascendance available. Maybe I was thinking he would have his racial to cleanse all those bleeds off and just get some big damage on him. That's going to be Fralstera coming up next onto Blocks. As Blocks goes into Bear, picks up the eye. Not going to be able to allow Fralstera to get too much damage into him. Fralstera is just resetting over and over. Blocks, I think, still sees him, does, and hits him with a Moonfire. Shadow Step, trying to get up in his face with a Garrote. And Blocks is just popping Thorns, playing for a long-term game. Popped a lot of cooldowns for Tasty, but has them all available for Fralstera again. Faster again, hit with a short stun, no trinket available anymore, and those bleeds and dots and thorns are just going to start melting him. Does pop the concoction, 10% dampening. These games was too long, man. These games are too long. We had 10% dampening, 7 minutes in or so. That's ridiculous. We do get a sap to Blocks, though. How did you land that sap? That was insane. Does get a cheap shot into Blocks. That could be maybe cooldowns on a Faster. That is still incarnation for Blocks, and that's going to be a wall. Into a blind. Can Faster wait for some big cooldowns into a sap back-to-back rotation? No, that sap is actually going to be heavily DR'd, so he's not going to be able to get a full sap, but he's going to be able to get those dots off. Going to get a cheap shot on Garrote onto Blocks. Blocks does have a bash available. That's a lot of damage getting loaded up into Falsair. Getting all those combo points with big rips. And Falsair pot, evasion and Cloak of Shadows. That's a lot of cooldowns he is overcommitting maybe. Blocks is finding himself basically at full health in literally a few globals that he was away from Falsair. And Falsair is now out of defensives completely. Can't really do anything about it. Does get a stun to Blocks. Can he finish him right now? Actually drop Blocks to about 20% health. Can he end him right now? Can he continue the pressure going? Blocks is panicking right now, trying to get a bunch of healing going, stabilize himself in bear form for a little bit, trying to get away in cat form, trying to burn it, and does get a big bite with those moonfires to build it for that big bite. While for a quick second does get a stun by Sejuk. Sejuk is an execute range for Blocks, but can't quite complete it, can't quite finish it. Does try to get Blocks low. Thorns are coming out, and Blocks going into travel form, trying to get rid from Sejuk. Just give him a few globals, and he can basically recover full health. Sejuk is still chasing, double leap, gets us low into Blocks, but still hogging the pillow like no other. Gonna be healing while behind it. Those hots are insanely big. And Sejuk mounting up, but Blocks is going to go for resell. So Sejuk, all he can do is go for one of the eyes. Blocks is going to hang out behind the pillar, waiting for Sejuk to come out, hoping to maybe get a stun to Sejuk and turn it around. But while those hots are healing him while he's stunned, actually double stun on each other. Sejuk finds Blocks, while available for Blocks right now, but no more defensive out of that. Sejuk still has all cooldowns, dropped Blocks to about half health in the single setup, but Blocks already a few seconds in, and he's back at 75%, still hovering fine at 22% dampening. So this is really bad for Sejuk the longer this game goes on, because his heal is going to be a lot less worth. Blocks still has a trinket available, so if Sejuk even does get a setup, it might be bad. Actually, does leap in AoE Blocks, not letting Blocks get the stun opener. That's going to be Thorns to prevent Sejuk from going too ham on Blocks. But there's going to be a stun and big defenses coming out for Sejuk. That's going to be a trinket out of Blocks. Getting away from the pillar. 50% health, going to 60, going to 75 fairly quickly in just a few casts. And Sejuk no longer has his big defensive. I think Blocks tried to get a stun in there with a reset, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that properly. Goes for regrowth again. Sejuk is trying to come around the corner. That's going to be a fear. and is going to be commanding shout into a disarm onto the feral, using whatever he can in order to stop the damage from the feral. Maybe it'll reduce some of the damage. Bash comes in, and Sejuk is going to die to a bite. Emaplox back with cooldowns. I like how Emaplox starts the fight using cooldowns, waiting it out, and ends the fight with full cooldowns for the next person. And it's going to Alcazar, the last man on the Alliance side left. The last boy left. Alcazar just beat Emaplox, and dampening is about the same as it was before. About 29% is the last duel. So we'll see how Alcazar can deal with it. No trinket available for Emaplox, so it's going to be a stun. It's going to be wings, execution sentence, maybe. Oh, Wake of Ashes get him to about half health, but Emaplox is going to go behind the pillow with wall. Going to start healing. Is going to use Incarn to get a reset stun onto Alcazar. It's going to be Shield of Vengeance. If he can keep Emaplox close enough, then maybe he might let the shield pop into his face. He might still be able to land it if he's close enough. Not gonna happen. Gonna go for Flash of Lights. Emaplox is gonna go for regrowth whenever he can. And that shield is just not gonna happen, I think. It is gonna pop, but it's not gonna be anywhere near Emaplox. Does get a stun onto Alcazar and gets himself a reset to get the bleeds up and running again. Moonfires are happening back to back. Stun coming in onto Emaplox. Short wings available. Execution sentence. Is that gonna be a Wake of Ashes too? Getting Emaplox to almost half health, but Wall is gonna prevent it. Alcazar still has Bop and Bubble and everything available for him, so he could pop any one of those. Bubble is coming out pretty early, trying to get slows into Emaplox, but Emaplox is gonna shift forms. He's gonna go right into the travel form right as he gets hit by slow to get away and pop a bunch of regrowths. So for Alcazar and Emaplox, these are a bunch of resets. Alcazar going to his side of the pillar. He knows exactly that the feral has to come to him otherwise, so you'd rather have him out in the open, not give him the pillars, or hang out by the eye. Could be anywhere. Going for Flash of Lights, keeping his health up. 37% dampening. Could be anyone's game. Emaplox has a trinket, no defensives. Alcazar, I don't know about his trinket situation from last game, but still has a bop. And it looks like Emaplox is just gonna wait until. Oh, right as he's about to pick up the eye, Emaplox does open up on him. So for Alcazar, if he wants to pick up the eye after this, if ever needed, he can still do it. And he's gonna go run away, gonna get slows into Emaplox while Thorn's available. Emaplox is gonna go into bear form for a second. Slows are continuing. Alcazar is finding himself in a bad situation, getting kicked on a heal. That's actually locked out of Holy completely. And that's a lot of Holy. That's a lot of comp points building for Emaplox. It's gonna be Shield of Vengeance available. Can he get a bash? Does get a bash. Stun coming out. Is there gonna be a execution sense maybe on Emaplox? Does pop the shield near him. Goes for a Flash of Light heal for a second. Continues to get slows and Emaplox when he can. Does plant a banner. I guess it was part of a macro, so it's not something he can really control, and does continue pumping damage. Emaplox is pumping damage, so there's going to be wings available for Alcazar, though, trying to continue to get the slows and judgments into Emaplox, going for heals whenever he can. 43% dampening. It could be anyone's game. The only advantage Alcazar has, still has a bob, but because of all these pillars, it's so easy for Emaplox to just get back to him. Never picked up the eyes in the first place, has the eyes available. If you can find the feral, he can stop him, get an opener. No trinket available for Emaplox. I think he does see him, does get a slow on him right afterwards. Maybe a judgment to follow up. That's going to be a, that's going to be full. That's a little bit hard because that's Thorns, but he decides he's going to hit into it. That's going to be huge Wake of Ashes, bringing Emaplox to about half health. There's going to be wall and big cooldowns available for Emaplox. He's trying to get the bleeds up and running on Alcazar. Bob coming out as the stun comes in. This is a moment Alcazar needs to use this Bob as offensively as possible to take Emaplox down and maybe end him if he can. Trying to go for Flash of Light, needs to put in pressure on Emaplox before he can catch a reset. But if Emaplox gets a full reset, there's no more defenses available for Alcazar at all. This man is running out of options. Gets a stun to Emaplox while in cat form, so not in bear. Does get a short wings with execution sentence, Wake of Ashes. Does he have anything? Can he end him right now? And he does end him. Alcazar took down the prevented a 1v5, but he still has so many people to get through. He has 2 hunters and 2 rogues to get through with no bop, no bubble. With 50% dampening, can he do it? Shield of Vengeance came out early. Cloak of Shadows came out for hard butt. And Assassination damage without high dampening is just going to truck him. Vanish came out really early. Garrode afterwards, no bubble and bop available. But it looks like it is it for Alcazar. This man fought tooth and nail. Didn't allow Emaplox a full 1v5. Played it into the high dampening. Well done, my man. Well done. Well done. That was awesome. A feral should never lose to a red. Dude, this red knows what's up. This guy knows what's up. He actually really knows how to play. Dude, even Tasty played super well as Enhanced. It was so close. So close. Oh my god. That was awesome. Dude, these guys are so great to watch. That's one thing I like about EU. When the duels line up, like when it's just right. It's probably some of the best duels I've seen in a while, man. These guys want to go again? Okay. Okay, sounds good to me. So the alliance group with the Pally wants to go again.